folks out there on interweb land. This is Stephen Gailey, Chief Clown of the Steel City Clown Brigade, and I'm once again coming here to talk to you about inane stuff on the interweb. Also, today is actually Christmas Day. Our producer Sam and I, we just got back from the traditional clown dinner for Christmas and High Holy Days, which is, of course, going to a Chinese restaurant. It has to serve sushi, though. It can't just be a Chinese restaurant. It's got to be a Chinese restaurant that also serves sushi, and it does help if it's a buffet, because, quite frankly, clowns do have some, we have some boundary issues. And the problem is, if we go to restaurants and we see people eating something at the table next to us, we sometimes go over and take things off their plates. And for some reason, this really annoys the daylights out of people. And so, to help curb that behavior, we like to go to buffets. Or, we like to go to McDonald's. Because if we go to McDonald's, the food's so bad, we don't want to take it off anybody's plates. Heck, they don't even give you plates at McDonald's. But that's beside the point. Anyway, I was sitting around here today, and we were talking about the Bible and Jesus-y stuff, because we're a Jesus-y group. And we've got, we talk about Jesus a lot. Because, well, if you saw any of these old videos, we are beard aficionados. And Jesus did have a pretty awesome beard. So, no, I kid. But, no, actually, Jesus did have a pretty good beard, at least in all the pictures. And, of course, in all the pictures, Jesus is white, too. So, we know how accurate those are. But anyway, oh, by the way, if Megyn Kelly happens to be watching this, Jesus, Arab, and Santa Claus, St. Nicholas, he's from Turkey! I think Megyn Kelly doesn't like medium brown people. I think she's... you don't want to say someone's racist and say that they hate black people, because I don't remember her saying anything directly against black people. But I think that maybe it's like, medium brown people she has a problem with. So, Megyn Kelly, Santa Claus was... he was not white. Anyway, back to the Bible and important stuff. Anyway, reading in the Bible, we're looking at the Bible here in Matthew, and it talks about the birth of Christ. And of course, we all know the story. Mary was a virgin, and she had marital problems with. No, I kid. No. But I mean, that's got to be a rough conversation to your fiance. Yes, yes, dear. Yes, I'm pregnant, and it's God's. That's got to be a rough one. Now, fortunately, God is, besides being the great physician, is also the great marriage counselor. And when God destroys a marriage, he sends a freaking heavenly host to scare the living daylights out of Joseph. Now, Joseph was a good man, so he didn't need the whole heavenly host, just one angel. Which I'm told that an angel is pretty darned impressive, so that didn't take much to convince him that everything was okay. Unfortunately, they didn't have the internet back then, so they did not make their travel arrangements ahead of time, and there was no room for them at the local Holiday Inn Jerusalem or Bethlehem. Actually, Bethlehem did not have a Holiday Inn. They just had a Holiday Inn Express. It was a little tiny town. And by the way, you know what? Holiday Inn, you guys missed the boat on that one. If you had a full-size Holiday Inn, there, or what is it called? Holiday Inn, right? Holiday Inn, thank you. If you had a full-size Holiday Inn, you could have had the Lord and Savior of the universe staying at your hotel. Instead, ended up in some dude's barn. So, but plan future, if you think that, if there is a prophecy that the Lord God is going to come to a certain place, build a big hotel there, because when he shows up, you're going to be selling out for a while. Anyway, but the rest of the Christmas holiday is pretty much baloney. I mean, we talk about presents because of the wise men, but the wise men showed up a couple years later. Now, could you buy presents for your children 2 years in advance, hide them in a closet, and then give them to your kid 2 years after you bought them? Of course not. You couldn't buy your kids a Nintendo or a game thing or whatever else. Like, look at our producer's lap here, right there. That was a Christmas present for me one year. Could you imagine locking that poor thing in a box for 2 years and then giving me a cat? That wouldn't have been cool. Oh, look at the look that she's giving me. She does not like the idea of being... You can only see the back of her head, but she's not happy about that. Oh, Anyway, so I've thought that, what we need to do is we got all, and then on top of that, we've got people wasting electricity by putting all of this junk on their houses. And just Christmas has gotten way out of control. And so what I think we need to do is we need to just think about, what kind of holiday do we suppose God would want? Now, God, of course, wouldn't want all of the big honking Christmas lights. God wouldn't want a tree. I mean, heck, the tree was a pagan holiday. And so, I mean, that just wouldn't be cool at all to have a pagan holiday being for your son. I mean, if I was born on, say, I don't know, a day, and my friends came over and said, hey, we are going to light one of your trees on fire in memory of you, I would be like, hey, that's not cool. So we need to get rid of the trees, we need to get rid of the lights, we need to get rid of all of that stuff. What we need is something simple, something easy, something little, something that everybody could get. And it would also, you know what, I'm thinking, it would also help if it would help prop up an industry that's kind of dying. And so I'm thinking of the candle industry. I mean, we got all this electricity and all this other stuff. Also, candles, not burning fossil fuels. So it's good for the environmentalists, makes them feel good. So what I was thinking is we need to have like one big candle. Like, I don't know, like a caretaker candle or something. I don't know, just one candle. So we got our one candle here. All right, let's see here. We got our one candle, okay? We got our candle. And I'm going to turn off the big overhead lights there. And so we've got our one candle. And I'm thinking, on our holiday, we could start off with our one candle. And we'd be like, oh, yes, we got a nice candle. Yay, God's good to us. We got ourselves a candle. But you know what? I'm thinking, this is a real big, special thing. And so I think what happens is we should perhaps, I don't know, we need to think about the things that God's given us. We need to think about the blessings in our lives. And so I was just thinking about some of the blessings in my lives. And so I thought what we would do is, like, obviously God's the biggest blessing in my life here. So I got a nice big candle for God here. I got the nice that and that. But God takes care of everything else. So this is kind of like a caretaker candle. He kind of takes care of the other candle. And so what I thought is I get little candles for other little blessings here. Like I've got my producer Sam here, who is willing to come out, have dinner with me on Christmas Day at the Chinese buffet. So we got Sam. Hi, Sam. Yes, we got Sam, and Sam takes all these pictures, and it's just great. So Sam's an incredible blessing in my life. Also, we got some other stuff, like, for instance, you saw her in the juggling video that we just put up there, so we got Denasia. Denasia's a great blessing in my life. She's been juggling with me. One of the big problems that I've had with team juggling is everybody else in the troop was really, really short because they were like children. And apparently 10-year-olds are really, really short. I don't know why, they just are. And Sam is taller than me, so it's kind of hard to team juggle with Sam. But you notice Denasia's my height. Denasia has grown to my height. And Denasia's about her mother's height, so Denasia's going to be that right height. So now I'm just equally blessed because I just have Denasia in my life, and I have someone that's the right height for me to juggle with. Well, of course, we've got Mariska down there. And so that's another blessing in my life. So we got Mariska there. I just love Mariska. She's such a nice and furry cat, and she's just great right there. I would also I'm also very, very thankful for my house, which our house also doubles as the brigade office, and so we've got that, and that's just great. Here, let me just, let me turn on the overhead light, and Sam here will pan around, and we'll just look around just for Christmas here. We got all kinds of stuff in our office here. Up here, looky right here, we've got our wigs and all of our other stuff. We got a big old television down here, which that big old television, that's just a great little thing to have right here. We got ourselves a stereo. Over here we've got yarn. And look at this great scarf right here. This is a lovely scarf, Okay? Okay, we got our scarf right here. We got all kinds of books. We've got Bibles to give away. If you need a Bible, we've got Bibles. We've got our lassos, our roller skates. We've got little notebooks. We've got all kinds of wonderful stuff here. We've got our juggling stuff. Yep, and heck, that's another candle right there. A couple of good folks from the CMU Juggling Club gave us a lot of clubs this year, so they get a candle. So there we go. That was a great blessing. Yeah, we got all of this stuff right here. We got our blackboard. We got this fabric here. We got this fabric on sale, so that was really nice. And we got all kinds of stuff. Like we got our horn. I love this horn. This is an old fire horn. Oh, sorry. Cat doesn't like the horn. Cat ran away. But anyway, here we go. We got the horn. Yep, we got the horn. I'm going to turn the lights off again so we can see the lovely candles. Okay, here we go. All right, so what are we up to? We're up to 5 blessings here. Wow, that's pretty good. Heck, and that's just off the top of my head. Oh, I've got all the brimmages. You may have noticed, if you read through this a lot, we got like 500 brimmages in the Clown Brigade. I say like 500 brimmages because I'm not exactly sure how many there are. I swear, every once in a while they just put a new one in there to see if I'm paying attention. But brimmages, I hope you're all at home right now playing with your toys, because I want you to have a Merry Christmas. And so, hey, that's really pretty good. So we're up to 6 blessings here. Hey, what else have we got here? Oh, my health. Gosh, my health should have been at the top of my list. Look at my health. I mean, all the horrible things that have happened to me, and I'm still walking and talking, and I've got just great health here. And I don't know, as I was thinking about this, blessing, I love the word blessing, but, there's a great word from the Bible, because, I had to study stuff in Hebrew and all that other stuff to do this Jesus-y. There's a lovely word, mitzvah. And so we're up to 7 mitzvahs right here. And I would also just like to, I just feel really blessed by the folks at my church, Second Baptist Church. And so I've got like an 8th mitzvah right here, because they let us meet there. They let us use their fellowship hall to practice in, and they're just lovely to us, and so they're just a real blessing to our group. And so I don't know, but this just for some reason this looks a little bit more like it's simple, it's easy. I think this is a holiday that God would like a little bit more. I don't know, but like a big tree and all that other baloney, I don't know. I just think that the whole just a little bit simpler, easier. Just think about your blessings and think about your family. And the other thing is we spend 3 months all trying to get together and buy presents and all this other baloney stuff. God's just a lot more important than that. God needs more than one day. God's just really, really great. So we just, we need to spend a lot more time thinking about God. You know what? I think God should get like a whole week or something. You know what? God is even better than a whole week. So we should tack an extra day onto this holiday and have it for 8 days. And for 8 days, every day you meet with your family, you think about God, you light a candle, think about your blessings, think about your mitzvahs. Let's use a word that Jesus might have used. Jesus didn't speak English. So let's think, mitzvah. I'm not, mitzvah. I think that's a word Jesus might have used when he's thinking of his blessings. I don't know. I mean, it would probably not be really cool of me to actually try and start a new holiday, because but you know what? Next Christmas, and even just to keep it off of Christmas, we'll do it like a little before Christmas, so that we don't like run into Christmas. I don't know. I don't have a name for this holiday. Maybe if you comment, put some comments on what you think would be a really good name for this holiday. But like I said, God's important. He created us. That's important stuff there. He could not have created us. The earth could be full of cats right now, just kind of looking at each other, going meow all the time. Earth would probably be better off if it wasn't for all of us. God didn't need to create us to ruin his planet. So just think about that. I just don't know, but I think God deserves like a holiday that's 8 days long, and just so that we don't stick it on some other stupid pagan holiday, I think it should be, I don't know, maybe like beginning of September, end of November, I don't know, earlier than Christmas at some time. Maybe even let it move around a little bit, just, I don't know. I'm not sure how we deal with that. But anyway, I want to wish you all a merry whatever holiday this is going to be. And just think about God's blessings in your life. And next year, think about them for 8 days. I think God would be happy with that. Well, from the Steel City Clown Brigade, I'm wishing you all a happy holiday.